What's up, YouTube? It's Mike here, back with another video. I got a special one for you guys because I ordered a fish that I'm really excited about, and I've been getting a lot of new fish lately. You guys probably seeing a little bit of a theme here, but I've been on a little bit of a spree. Kind of an opportunity came up for me for a unique fish that I've been wanting for a while, and I could not pass it up. It's not the exact fish I've been wanting, but it's really, really close. So you guys are going to see that in this video today. Before we get into it, I ask you guys to please comment, like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell for notifications, and if you like the video, please like the video. First off, I wanted to talk a little bit about the seller. Maybe you've heard of him. So if you haven't heard of Rod and Lisa at Predatory Fins, probably living under a rock, or you're not too big into the aquarium hobby, or at least the YouTube side of things. They've been around for years now, and they are big sellers of monster fish, especially some unique stuff that you don't see every day. So they're well known in the hobby at this point. They've also started diving into saltwater stuff and even some smaller cichlids and things like that. So they're pretty well-rounded fish store out of Florida. The thing about monster fish is the monster fish keepers and monster fish sellers get a lot of flack because obviously there's a lot of debate about tank size and issues with people not being able to properly care for big fish. I've got a lot of flack as it is, and I try my best to give fish as big of a tank as I possibly can. A big problem in the aquarium hobby is a lot of local fish stores selling monster fish to just anybody just to make a buck. And one thing I will say about Rod, especially because he does specialize in monster fish, I've noticed that in almost every single one of his videos when he's promoting a new fish or a monster fish of some sort, he always specifies that, hey, if you're gonna buy this, make sure you have a huge tank or make sure you have a pond.
But remember, guys, this is still a red tail, so make sure that you have, look at this, make sure that you have a huge tank or pond for them.
He says it so many times, I've heard him say that. And, you know, that's really the responsible thing to do as a seller, is to try to make sure people know what they're getting into ahead of time. Because especially with fish like pacu and red-tailed catfish, they're a huge problem in the hobby. You know, it's good to realize that they can't be sold to just anybody. And one of the things I remember about Rod at Predatory Fins is the very first time I purchased from him was years ago. It was before I even had the channel, and he didn't know me, and I had never done business with him before. And the first thing he asked me was, what size tank do you have? He wanted to know about my setup, about me as a fish keeper, and get an idea of where these fish were going before he sold them to me. So that's the responsible thing to do, and a lot of local fish stores don't do that. So very important, and I do appreciate that about Rod. Okay, so without further ado, this fish came right to my doorstep. I'm really excited about it. Let's do the unboxing. All right, it has arrived. Got nice packaging here. Very warm. Oh, hell yeah. What a beauty. Wow, these are even nicer in person. These are way nicer in person than I expected. Wow. Super nice with the black eyes. I consider it leucistic. I think he said it's I'll have to look to see what he called them, but wow, what a beauty. Okay, so we're gonna acclimate this guy to temp. So this was kind of a last minute thing, and I wasn't really prepared. So what I'm gonna do is, I have to do a water change on this tank anyway, and I've got cycled sponges in here. So I'm gonna drain some water through my hose first, but then I'm gonna fill this tank up like a quarter of the way with this water, which I'm acclimating this new guy to temp on anyway. And then what I'll do is I'll take the sponges off of this tank and put them in here, and then I'll fill it up the rest of the way with regular tap water. So that is the plan. I'm going to quarantine him in his own 55-gallon tank. And for the people wondering why I'm using any tank water at all, it's because I'm on city water, and I have found multiple times that if I was to just fill this tank with tap water and throw those sponges in, though they will probably crash, it might jump start the cycle pretty good, and it would cycle, wouldn't be like cycling the tank from scratch necessarily, but it will have more of a problem than if I use some tank water, where I will not crash these sponges at all. They will stay cycled if I use tank water. So that's just my experience where I live. A lot of people, especially if you're on a well, you would not have to use any tank water at all. You could just use fresh tap water, but I can't do that. So I'm not going to risk crashing those sponges. I want them to stay cycled for this. And even on top of what I'm doing, I'm still going to dose this tank here with stability after. I want the perimeters to stay stable. So I filled it just so I could cover the sponges enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up, not all the way, but maybe another quarter or third of the way up, and with just tap water. So it's more like a 50% water change for those sponges. And I already added prime to the water, and once it's full, I'm going to add stability, and we should be good to go here. Good little quarantine tank for him. He's got that 55 all to himself. He's pretty small. And after we get a good look at him once he's in, I'm going to put a bunch of PVC pipes in, give him some hides. Goal is to get him out of that water as quick as possible and get him into clean water. Good look at him. What a beauty. So I would call him like a leucistic or kind of an albino, but he's got black eyes, so I would really consider him leucistic. I think Rod says that he's amelanistic, so maybe that's more along the lines. I'm not really sure. I guess Rod would know. But he is calling, or they are called the phantom red-tailed catfish. So, cool name. I absolutely love him, though. Not quite a platinum, not quite an albino, but a very unique catfish for sure. He's gonna go hide, and like I said, after we get some good footage of him, I'll give him some PVC pipes to hide in. But he looks like he's doing really good. He's active. We'll see if we can get him to eat later tonight. I'm gonna give him a few hours in there and see if he eats, but looks like he's in really good shape. Alright, so it's been a couple of days, and I've got this divided off, and I'm not going to show you what's on the other side just yet. You'll see that in a following video. But this guy is doing awesome. Look how much he has thickened up. I've been feeding him twice a day. He ate pretty much immediately after putting him in here, which was a great sign. Super active. And you know what? I honestly, as time has gone on, he gets whiter and whiter. And he just reminds me of a platinum. So, you know, the phantom red-tailed catfish, I I'm not sure how he's going to develop over time, but it's very, very similar to a platinum redtail. So very cool, very excited. I've been wanting a platinum redtail catfish for a while anyway, so yeah, I'm pumped. Absolutely love him. These guys are super affordable. I don't know if you guys have ever looked into getting a platinum redtail. You gotta make sure you got the tank size, obviously, because they get huge. It's still a redtail no matter what. You should not just buy one because it's a cool catfish. Make sure you have the space. You should really have a pond, ideally. But if you guys have ever looked at prices on the platinums, usually they're very expensive. So at this size, you know, $600, sometimes more. These guys, even though it may or may not be a platinum, I don't know yet, it is very unique and super affordable. He's selling these for $350 each. Great deal for such a unique catfish, so I highly recommend going and pick one up. I believe he's got a bunch left. He got a huge order in of them, and a lot of different people have been picking these up. Get them while they last, because I know that these are going to go quick. What a beautiful catfish. Super unique. I'm really pumped to add it to the collection. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I've ordered from Predatory Fins a bunch of times over the years. Even before I got the channel, I was ordering from Predatory Fins. I've always appreciated the fish that they get in. They get in some unique stuff, so I try to take advantage of it when I can. In fact, this big Castexi stingray over here, I got him when he was only about 9 inches from rod, and same thing with this guy over here, only about 9 inches. Got him a few years ago from rod, and they have done great for me. They're wild caught, and what a beautiful ray. Both of them are really beautiful rays, super healthy, and yeah, I could not be happier with them. I had a bunch of other stuff that I've got from him, but unfortunately, either due to my own incompetence or certain things going wrong, I have lost other fish, but everything's pretty much always arrived healthy, so I can't complain about Predatory Fins. And if you check it out, I'll put some clips up of a bunch of other people who have got these phantoms as well. All of them seem to be coming in pretty healthy, and yeah, these things look great. So I'm very interested to see how they end up growing, and with everybody getting them in like different areas and stuff, we'll see how they develop. It'll be pretty cool. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. As always, I thank you for watching. I ask you to please like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, follow me on Instagram at Off the Deep End Aquatics, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.